we do here is go back.
I know you gonna dig this.
Hip-hop artist to the top of the world.
It's your boy Jupiter Frost. Welcome back to another episode of Hip Hop Originals. Today, I'm having a conversation with the woman behind the scenes, Rai Entertainment. Rai herself. What's up, Rai? So we're about to get into it right now. Stay tuned.
Hip-hop artist to the top of the world.
Well, my name is Suraiya Surajdeen-Charlesa. Rai Entertainment is a full spectrum company that does talent management, and actually got into it basically by just having really creative people around me. Right? So Rai Entertainment is actually just the word Suraiya shortened to just Rai. My clients started off calling me Rai, and I was like, hey, maybe eventually when it is we branch off into creating this company, you know, I would call it Rai Entertainment. But initially we didn't know what we was gonna call it, because I didn't even want anything affiliated, like me personally, with the brand. And then one of my clients said, no, but people respect you in the industry. So if it is we come out here and we say, hey, Suraiya from Rai Entertainment, you know, they would respect us more. And then I was like, okay, well, maybe we should, you know, cohesively bring it together. So yeah.
So tell us what got you into this industry.
That is actually a really long and great story. My grandfather, his name was Surajdeen, and he is actually one of the first people in Trinidad and Tobago to have a studio. And he was heavily involved in chutney music with Moin Muhammad and brought about the genre. Eventually, he had a business called Texpress Limited, where he wanted to print these CD jackets for the artists. And he did like vinyl records. He actually worked heavily with Ricky Jai, JMC Trevini, and that entire chutney industry. And then eventually, actually, when Marshall Montano was really small, he was just boy, his mom reached out to my grandfather to do their cassettes at the point in time. And my grandfather started getting involved in soca because he was really good friends with Rashoti. So growing up, I was actually in the music industry, and I used to see my grandfather doing so much. He would always carry me to Himalaya Club for what they would call Mastana Bahar back in the day, and he would get me involved in the culture. And then from there, I just kind of grew up in it. And as I got older, I actually became best friends with this amazing guy named Sean Khan, and he introduced me to all of the underground artists. Now, me having the background that I had in the chutney soca arena, I actually told Sean one day, I was like, you know, what are people doing for the underground artists? Because I have this background knowledge in terms of management and rights, because my grandfather had like all these songs with Sundar Popo and contracts and like writes these songs and all of those things. And I kind of knew stuff from him growing up. How can we now help these younger people in this genre that nobody's paying attention to do something with it? So when he started introducing me to his friends like NZ, I was like, wait, these people are so amazing. Like, you know, I love the genre hip hop. I love like the rap, and I love the freestyles that they used to do just in school. And Sean was the one to be like, you know, it's not just NZ. There are other people. There's like Jay Nash, there's Sicker Flow. They had like these things called trap house, and you know, Big Black Box. They now started to do like little events like that, and I was like, okay, I want to go. And then he started introducing me to all these people because he knew people. So from there, I started to get more and more involved, and met with like chromatics, and like started working with mic wise, and started reaching out because I'm like, I want to help these people. These people don't just need to be underground artists. These people need to be like on the radio, next level, international. Their flow is next level, and they have like this entire stigmatism behind Trini rappers just sung in Americanized, and I'm like, no, these people rapping about doubles and solo, and like people like Mark Hardy and Rod, they were like, doing these things for hip hop, and nobody's paying attention. And I was like, nah, we need to do something about this.
Check this out.
From origin to the top of the world.
I think it's a back and forth conversation. Everybody's heavily opinionated, right? They always have people who want to go back and forth with like facts and what's not facts, and I just want this and I just want that, and you need to sound like this and you need to sound like that in order to make it in hip hop. And okay, but pay attention. The younger artists, whether we want to admit that hip hop is founded in the Caribbean, they still have a talent, right? Does it matter where it originated from? We have people in the States doing reggae, right? And we have people in Trinidad doing R&B. And we have people from Barbados making it in the States doing different genres. Why is it an issue for us as an entity to embrace hip hop? Because Drake did his whole Caribbean thing with introducing popcorn into his music and stuff, and that the Caribbean has the talent. So aside from it just being strictly like Caribbean or the United States keeping it or wherever it originated from, point is that we have the talent. Why are you not paying attention to the talent? Stop focusing on the past. Focus on the people in front of you. Wow. I would say my grandfather, Rai Entertainment, is actually only a year old. And I launched it on his birthday, August 12th, 2020. So it was something that was really close to my heart because he always wanted to do stuff in the music industry. And like from there you meet people along your journey, right? Yes, it could start off just being about my grandfather, but then when I met my best friend and he introduced me to these people, Sean now became an influential part of my life. And then from there I met people like Inzi, and I met people like Chromatics, and these are all people who influenced me because I'm like, I just don't want to sit down here and do nothing. I want to be a part of this. I want to help them. It's not even about me. We need people to recognize the talent of Trinidad and Tobago. So it have different people who influence me, but I would say my drive and passion is everybody. Everybody, whether it is a hip-hop artist, Mike Wise is one of my favorite people. He's under the Rai Entertainment umbrella, and like just his talent alone is just be like, wow. He could talk to me and he would say greatest motivation is bad mind, and I'm like, yeah.
So give us a ballpark figure, but because it seems like you have a lot of artists under the Rai Entertainment umbrella. Give us a ballpark figure of how many artists.
Roughly, I work with in total 30 artists and producers.
30?
30.
30.
Yes.
And those are all in hip hop or different?
No, this is hip hop, the genre called Trinbago, dancehall, R&B, soca. We have like literally everything. It's like a whole callaloo, but everybody just supporting everybody.
Lovely. Well, it's Trinidad and Tobago, so that's the way it should be.
Check this out.
From origin to the top of the world.
There are platforms for hip hop artists. There are. One of them being Music Zone TT to perform like at a press play. So I don't know if people know a lot about press play tour, but it's basically a show all around Trinidad and Tobago. We have one in South, Central, East, and West. And we have artists that come out and perform on these platforms, right? So big up Music Zone TT, big up Sean again.
Big up Music Zone TT. Well, funny story, one of my first performances ever was at a Music Zone TT press play event. So big up Sean and big up Music Zone one time.
Of course, because it's because of that platform I was introduced to a lot of the hip hop artists. I remember, aside from Sean just having that conversation with me about just, you know, the people that we knew, he also said to me, because he calls me Sons, right? Sons, I need you to come in and I need you to come on stage manage the show and help me do everything else. And I'm like, okay, yeah, no problem. Get the venue, get everything. And when we laid down and he's like, you ever hear about this person? And I remember the first time I ever heard about Jupiter Van Frost, right? I was like, oh, I remember writing it down. It was his show in a rush, right? We had gotten a rush and stuff, and I remember scheduling him, and I was like, okay, but I don't know his music and stuff. And then Sean come and he's like, Jupiter, where's Jupiter? I was like, I don't know who Jupiter looks like, and I'm looking for everybody. Walk around, hi, are you Jupiter? Hi, are you Jupiter? I remember finding you, and you came on stage, and I was like, yeah, let me just drop off, and I take in all the artists. And I remember seeing you performing now. Whoa. Talent comes in so many different people. You would never think that. People would assume, okay, we're Trinidad and Tobago, multicultural, Indian people is Indian people, and they just like chutney. But then you have people who come out and rap like Jupiter, or come out who's ethnically ambiguous like Mike Wise, and he spits bars, right? And I saw people like Sicker Flow perform on a press play. I saw Rod and Hardy perform in press play. And Rod and Hardy started off performing not just on press play, but in Big Black Box. And they ventured into different things. And now Hardy is one of the most international artists in Trinidad and Tobago. So there are opportunities aside from just, you know, people just performing, you know, putting out your music, getting it like on streaming platforms, seeing about your distribution. I would always say radio play is not your go-to, right? Yes, radio is good, but social media, internet, and taking care and managing your own music does so much for you as an artist.
Check this out.
Hip-hop origin to the top of the world.
So many things could be done. So many things need to be done. I think it needs to start with the Ministry of Tourism and Culture. I do think it needs to start with people paying attention. I also think that the be-all and end-all for hip-hop, or I could just speak about Trinidad itself, people need to stop just looking and saying, well, Nicki Minaj is the embodiment of Trinidad hip-hop. That's not true. We have people like Young Devin, also in the States, Trini Roots, doing amazing things. And if it is Trini artists were given the love and support in Trinidad before it is they reach out there, then people will be like, you know, this person is amazing. You shouldn't have to fly to Japan to perform. You shouldn't have to fly out and perform for somebody else's show that you had to get through a link in order for people to say, hey, you know this man perform in front of 50,000 people.
For the Trinis to rate you.
For the Trinis to rate you. And then the song not even playing on Trini Radio that actually happened with King Teo. His music was playing in the States and people were singing along to it, and he posted a clip and it went viral, and he has like over 1 million followers. And he's doing his thing out there. But people in China don't know about King Teo.
Big up to King Teo. One time a good brethren, I wish he was here, but send me the music same time. We're gonna put it up.
To give people a little bit of the inside scoop, aside from Rai Entertainment just being management, we do everything. booking tours, trying to get our artists out there. I can't speak on some of the projects, right? Because we are taking some of our artists internationally. There is going to be a big wave about a good few of our artists very soon. Aside from that, we are putting out rhythms. Trinbago has been putting out rhythms. She has so many viral rhythms under her belt right now. We have the next upcoming dancehall queen, Ashade. She's already hit 10k or over 10k views on her last song, Frenemies. We have Stuff KG is flying out and doing his thing. Rion is doing his thing. Jazzy Blaze is doing his thing for reggae on the whole. Pronto right now is in the States. He just released his album Maze 3, which includes all of these amazing artists. Like I said, like so many clients who are doing so many different things, so many projects. But I would say just keep in tune with the social media, because aside from me just being a manager, I do have co-managers and they would help us manage all the other artists. So I would say submit your stuff, and we also have OUR Radio, we have The Grind. I might have something with Rihanna and Snoop Dogg.
Check this out.
Hip-hop origin to the top of the world.
Big up the whole team at Rai Entertainment, Babs, Lori, Z, Rion, all the artists, people who make us look good. So Che, we have Sharice09. Oh boy, I hope I don't forget anybody. My parents, because you know they're so nice and they're so supportive. My significant other, because he's also great. Yeah, just everybody who's follow us on Rai Entertainment and who have been following the local music train, because it have people out there who I don't even know message and say, hey, what you're doing is great. And those people is what matter. Like, they matter the most to me.
Check this out.
Hip-hop origin to the top of the world.
So that is it for another episode of Hip Hop Origins featuring Rai.
Hi.
Rai Entertainment. We'll see you next time.
What we do here is go back, 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 back.
It be the boogie tempo.
Check this out.
Like, comment, and subscribe. Remember to hit that bell to get notifications for more things Tempo.